Hello and welcome back. In this video, we would be taking a look at the TexStudio interface. So without wasting much time, let's get started. So first I'm using the TexStudio on my Linux machine here. So you can quickly search TexStudio, right, and then launch it from here. Or you can add it to your favorites, right, and then you can just access it from the taskbar. Okay, so I'll just click the TexStudio and then it launches. Okay, so basically this is our TexStudio interface, right? And then let's take a look at some of the tools it has, right, or it comes with. Okay, so the first tab here is, it doesn't matter whether you are running this on Windows, almost everything here would be similar. Okay, so the first one is the title bar. You could see the TexStudio here, right? Then after the title bar, or beneath the title bar, we have the menu bar where we have the file menu, the edit menu, the add fix menu, the tools, the LaTeX menu, the math menu, wizards, bibliography, macros, views, and so on and so forth. Okay, and then after the menu bar, we have the editing bar, right, or where you have the commands that you can easily use to edit your document, right? And then we have this other sidebar here, right, which has some other interesting tools. And then we have our document area, our working area. Okay, outside the working area, we have the messages / log bar or menu to here. Okay, so basically these are the components of the TexStudio, right? So let's look at the file. So the file menu is just where you can create new file, like do basic editing about the file. So create new file, open recent file, create a session or load a session, and then save as, make a template, and a whole lot of things. So basically this has to do with file configurations or opening files, removing files, changing files, right? And then we have the edit menu, right? So the tab, you can just, so when you click on the edit tab, you have the edit menu opening here, or wizard opening here, and this menu has the undo, redo, the cut, the copy, the paste. So the things that have to do with editing of the document, right? So you copy, you paste, line operations, you cut line, and a whole lot of things. So text operations and all those things. So this is the edit, it's in the edit. And then here contains paste as, LaTeX, clear inline preview, toggle comments. So you want to create comments and not comments. So this has to do with LaTeX specific tags, right? So convert to LaTeX and a whole lot of things. Okay, so we'll come back here and explore these options into details as and when we need them. Okay, so here we have the tools, right? So these tools are what helps us to build or compile our LaTeX. So the tools we have build and view. So this will compile and then show the PDF here for you, right? And then we can just compile it without viewing it. And then we have the view. So you can just view an already compiled PDF, a bibliography, and a whole lot of things. We have show, view log, convert to HTML, convert source to HTML, and a whole lot of things. So this helps us to quickly manipulate our text into different tabs. So you can compile it to text and not text. And then here we have LaTeX commands. So this is the reason why I call TexStudio a smart text editor. Why? Because it has everything out of the box for you, the commands. You don't necessarily have to know these commands offhand, unlike the online text editor where you would have to know the commands and then type them yourself. These ones, you can just come to LaTeX and then have a fair idea and just click on the commands you want to use. So this has later commands, right? The document class, use packages. Would making use of all this, not all, but some of these commands when we start looking at how to edit or create stuff using LaTeX. Then we have the math. On the math tab, we have the math menu. Here we have the inline math mode, the LaTeX inline math mode, and then display math mode. We have a lot of commands or LaTeX commands related to mathematics. Bear in mind that the LaTeX actually was made to compile scientific documents, and scientific documents mostly have a lot of math inside them. So that, and the wizard. So wizards here helps us to quickly get started, right? So the quick start will help you to start typesetting LaTeX. The Beamer would, that would be the presentation. So it helps you to quickly start the presentation. The quick letter format, quick tabular will quickly establish a table for you, and a whole lot. So we would be using this one very often, as and when we need certain things, we just come here and then use the wizards to do it for us. Okay. We have the bibliography. This is more or less related to when you are creating books, right? So you can come here and then use the tools that it comes with. You have the macros, the view, the options. So options, you can configure TexStudio where you would edit. So the view and the look. So you can change the theme that you have here. So you can come and spend some time here, edit this thing so that you can change the view and look of your TexStudio. The commands here, you can come and then, if you know what you are doing, right, you come and temper with this one also. The build, if you want to change certain things here too, you can. Instead of the PDF LaTeX, you can use other compilers too if you want to. If you know what you're doing, but you can just keep everything the same. You can come and then create your own shortcuts, or look at the shortcuts you can use to do some certain things here. And then in the editor, you can change the fonts of your editor here, or you can change the font size. I would have to increase the font size for you people, for you guys a little when we start typesetting. And then you have the encoding format, and pretty much, so this encoding would have to do with the type of language you would want to use, right? And then you have analyze LaTeX, okay, detection. So pretty much, that's pretty much. They have syntax highlighting. This is how you'd, if you want the colors, how you want it to be, like the things you would want to highlight. You can just come here, spend some time, and then play around this a little. The completion, this would autocomplete some of the things you want. I like autocomplete a lot, so I'll just leave this like this. We have the language checking. So this would highlight the grammatical errors for you if you want. If you want, you can import some of your dictionaries from Microsoft Office, LibreOffice, or the others. And then preview. Yep. So you can decide to preview your LaTeX, what you would like to use to preview it. If you are building to a PDF LaTeX, then if you are building to DVI, and a whole lot of things, so you can just choose. And then you can just play around all these ones. This is where you configure your internal PDF viewer, right? So the size, how you want it to be, and all those things. The magnifier, you can choose different types of magnifiers, right? And you'll be fine. You can just come here, play around with all these things, and okay. So that's for that. So let's continue. So that's for the options. So configure TexStudio. You can load a profile. So after doing everything, you can save a profile and name it, so that next time you can just load profiles. That would be more or less like a theme, but anyways. So we have this, and then if you have help, you can click on read the user manual and LaTeX references and a whole lot of things. So basically we have that. That's about the menu bar. Okay. So let's quickly come to the editing toolbar, where so this symbol here is just to help us quickly paste or create new documents. So if you hover around it, you see the new create new document. This will help us open documents. So these ones bring some frequently used commands from the menu bar here. Okay, so this will save, and then this will close your documents. This will undo, this will redo, this will copy, cut, paste. This will build and view. This will compile, just compile it for you. And then we have the log files. And these are just the commands for the brackets. So if you want the bigger one, they are here for you. Type in the brackets. As we said, there are some commands that LaTeX uses for itself. So if you want to just type the parentheses, it wouldn't work unless of course you use some commands. So these are the commands for the parentheses. And then we have the paths. So most of this is used for documentation. So if you are creating a big document or something, you can use this chapter 1, sections, subsections, paragraph. This will just divide your book into parts for you. Then we have the label. So basically the label is if, let's say there is a part of a document where you are tagging as a reference, right? So you are referencing multiple pages in your document, or you are citing a different paper, or there's a footnote that you are leaving. You can use these commands to create all those things. Now this option here has to do with the font size of your document. So if you want it to be large, if you pay attention, when we were installing these things, we tried a large command to make it a little bit bigger, right? So you don't really have font sizes where you choose 1, 2, 3, 4. You can just choose within this within these types, and then it will be displayed nicely for you to see. Okay, so basically that's that. These ones have to do with editing of your tables. So you can see these are cells. So you add a row, you add a column, you paste a column, remove a row, remove a column, cut a column, and then align columns. So basically that's it. This has to do with the version control. You jump to previous and then jump to the next, and a whole lot of things. So let's quickly come here. The bookmarks, sorry, not bookmarks. This tab here has to do with the structure of your documents. Mostly you see this when you start typing a document. And then here, the TOC. So this would show you the table of contents, right? So that's the TOC, table of contents. And then this would show you the bookmarks that you have in your documents. So mostly you wouldn't see this unless of course you are creating a structure, a book structure. Then this is when you see all these things. But the most important ones for me here are the symbols, right? So sometimes you are typesetting and then you would need some mathematical symbols, but you don't really know the commands that you would to use. All you have to do is come here, right? And then you see the one you want to use. And then once you click on it, it shows you most of the time the commands will just populate here because we've not typed anything. So once you click on the symbol, the command, but then you could also see that once you hover around it, so you can see the commands used for it. And then you type, right? So yes, this is very good because if you want the kernel of a function, you can just type here and type this, the line integral. So for a closed path, so this is a path integral symbol. We have multiple integrals and a whole lot of things. So these are symbols, right? So you could, once you have here, you could tag some as favorite symbols and a whole lot. But bear in mind, these are just operators, right? You can come here and choose all. And here you see all the symbols, right? All of them, all symbols that you would really want to use. They are here for you. This is why I like TexStudio, because obviously I wouldn't even know how to look for these symbols, right? So you can come here, but if you want to filter them, then you can come here And then I want relations, so symbols related. So that's the comparison there, once you use for relation. Or I want maybe the arrows, so you have the different types of arrows. Or I want the delimiters, so you see them here, right? Or the Greek symbols, they are here for you. The alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta. They're all here. Interesting. That's why I like the TexStudio, right? So you have the miscellaneous math symbols to here, and then you have the miscellaneous text too. Your currency is there. a whole lot are here. So you can just come and then you choose. So these are fonts, awesome. Should I say icons or things that you can use? They are, so you can just click on it and then you see these things. Most of these things come with a new TexStudio, and so make sure you follow how we installed them, and then you should have all these things yourself. Okay, so that's that for the symbols. So you have the brackets too, so you could decide to use the ones here, or you can just come here and choose the brackets, right, the ones you want. And then we have the trick commands. So here you have one for general, you have for polygons, cycles, curves, dots, grids, placing rotation, and a whole lot. There are lots of them here. Trust me, anything you want to type, you can obviously find one of the commands here. So you don't need to know it off head. All you have to know is know what it does, the name, know what you want, and then you just come and look for them here, and then you see. So these are dot product symbols. And then, so there are commands, sorry. So commands for drawing boxes. There are a lot to hide there. There are lots to pause. There are a lot of them here. Trust me, there are a lot. And we'll be coming here to use them as in when we need some. So we have the TIX command. So this is mostly what we use in drawing our graphs or our, yes, basically math equations. If you want to plot them and all these things, you can use this one too. So these are the commands that you need for them, you see. So this is why I call TexStudio my smart text editor. I don't know why you wouldn't choose TexStudio. It's free, open source, and then it has all these features out of the box for you. How interesting. And they have the new Beamer templates and a whole lot of things. Trust me, these are a lot. I wouldn't like to make this video so long. So yes, and then here, out of all these commands, right, you'll see that they brought the most used or frequently used ones here. So this will bold in your text, the one you are typing for you. So to give you the bold command, you see the command is right there. The italics, this will underline, and then would left align, would center align, would right align. So these are just the environment, right, alignment environments to put your text. And a new line, so if you want to create a new line, you do that. And then this would quickly open the math environment for you. So to create a math environment where you can just type your mathematics. And this is a script, a superscript, a fraction, a diffraction, and then you have your square root. So these are basic math symbols, so math notations, and some editing tools that you frequently use. So they are all placed here for you. Interesting. And then down here is where you see your log messages. So if you have the error, for some reason you are typing and then you find some errors, so you can come here and read your error message. And then we have the log, so you come and see your log files too. Basically that's that. You can toggle on and off the sidebar here with this status bar, I guess. Come in, click on it, and then you can toggle this on off if you just want your full document view for yourself, right? So yes, basically that's that will bring us to the end. So these are encoding, the ones we saw in the options, right? So, and then this tells you, so basically this is a status bar, right? Okay, so that will bring us to the end of our TexStudio tour. I hope you've learned something new. Don't worry about we not trying any of them. We would use some of the tools as and when it's needed in this tutorial series. Thank you very much. If you learned something new, don't forget to like and subscribe and share your views, the comments, what next you would like us to create for you. What would you like to learn? Just share them in the comment section below and then we would get back to you. Alright, so this brings us to the end of this video and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you.